Hello and welcome into the Hill City in Turner Gymnasium on the campus of the University of Lynchburg. It's a conference clash between the Lynchburg Hornets and the Bridgewater Eagles. Joe Brennan joined alongside me. I have Ethan Morotsky in what should be a very exciting matchup today between two of the top teams in the conference.
Yeah, and you said it. Two of the top teams in the conference, and one of them just came out of absolutely nowhere. Lynchburg off to the best start in program history, 11-1 to start this season. It's just been fantastic. A couple transfers, a couple recruiters that came in. Coach Kevin Cardozo did a fantastic job. And on the other end, you've got Bridgewater Volleyball, who they're always going to be a powerhouse in this conference. They're starting off 8-3, 1-0 in conference. And they've played some tough matches to start the season. Of course, no match is going to be easy, but you got a win against number 25 ranked CNU at the time. And then they lost 3-0 to number 12 Trinity. So they're really, both these teams are fully prepared for this start of the season.
Yeah, it's a Bridgewater team that's had 4 games really teetering against ranked opponents with Messiah, Otterbein, CNU, and Trinity, as you mentioned. We are going to have to step aside momentarily for the playing of the national anthem. Stick with us. And we welcome you back into Turner Gymnasium on Wayne Prophet Court. It's the Bridgewater Eagles and the Lynchburg Hornets in an ODAC affair. I mentioned before we just went to break, Messiah, Otterbein, Trinity, CNU, all 4 really tough opponents that the Eagles have faced so far this season, but they've gotten through the woods a little bit. They still have a very difficult schedule on deck, but you got to feel confident about where your team's at, especially with such a deep and talented team.
Yeah, it's going to be a ton of fun to watch both these teams just really go back and forth. We expect it to be a super close matchup.
And the Eagles' offense really runs through one of, if not the best players in the conference with their pin hitter, Reagan Stoop. 138 kills so far this season, which leads the team. She just reached the 1,000-kill mark in her last game. I mean, she is someone that you can always rely on, and when in doubt, get the ball to 18 and get out of the way.
Yeah, when it comes to games like this where you're going away, you're facing a Lynchburg mob of red in the crowd and a tough team who has just been doing fantastic to start. For Bridgewater, you're going to be looking at your best player, and Stoop is a perfect match for that. They're going to be feeding her the ball, and we expect to see a great matchup from Stoop.
And on the other side of the floor, you've got a Lynchburg offense that has really attacked by committee so far this season. You've got 3 players in the top 10 for total kills so far this season. Leading that bunch, Kate Hardy. 9 kills against Randolph in her most recent game. Leads the team with 129 kills so far this season. The transfer out of Mercer has been extremely impactful for Lynchburg this season.
Yeah, she's done a fantastic job, and a lot of that you have to thank Coach Kevin Cardozo because, this is his first recruiting class, first round of transfers that he was able to do. So a great job by Kevin Cardozo picking out the Lynchburg native Kate Hardy just has done a fantastic job coming onto the scene, really integrating herself into this lineup, and as one of the best players up front, she's doing a great job in the ODAC.
And obviously we're highlighting those big statistical players that have dominated on offense so far this season, but the defense is also something that we've really got to keep a close eye on in this matchup. Two really, really strong defensive squads with big interior middle blockers. With that being said, let's take a look at the starting lineups for today. First, the starting lineup for the Bridgewater Eagles. Reagan Stoop, who we highlighted in the open at outside hitter. Agnes Alford, then Atwell, Griffith, Kelly, DePaul, and Black at the libero position. Now let's check out Lynchburg's starting 8 with 2 liberos in the starting lineup with Cassie Blackmore and Morgan Clark. Tori Williamson, Kate Hardy, and Kaylee Keogh on the outside. DiNardo and Meinhardt in the middle, and Scipione, the key distributor. Another one of those big transfers for Lynchburg. Also, Jacqueline Bryant really rounds out that key rotation of new faces from the transfer portal. She's not in the starting lineup today. Instead, we have Kaylee Keogh, but those two have been going back and forth, and it feels like you've got a 1A, 1B type situation with those two.
Yeah, and before the season started, Coach Kevin Cardoza in his presser was talking about how there's so much competition on the court, whether that's in the game or at practice, and although that makes his job harder, that's something that you love to see as a coach, and that's what Coach Cardoza's done so well, bringing in these transfers. You've got competition on the court of 2 great players.
And that's something that Aaron Harris also commented on as DiNardo notches the first point of the afternoon, or evening rather. Here's 7 o'clock Eastern, we're tipping off. And Lynchburg jumps out in front 1-0, but Harris, the head coach at the helm for the Eagles in her 15th season, was telling us pregame how this is a squad that really, really has a lot of depth, and more so than they've seen in recent years, to the point where it does have that iron sharpens iron kind of mentality every time they're in the gym for practice. Keogh with his soft touch, a nice diving recovery. Soft tip, out of play. Lynchburg jumps out in front 2-0.
And this is a great start for Lynchburg. It's your Code Red night. Every single team is here, plus some students and faculty. You want to start off the ball really hot, and that's what they're doing with a 2-0 start. And if you're Bridgewater, you got to do anything to nullify any advantage that you can give.
Up top, Stoop, dug out by Clark. Now a soft touch from Hardy, trying to find no man's land. Back to the other side, sent back, and it's a DiNardo denial on the interior.
Yeah, great job. The movement from both these teams are fantastic. We're seeing everything so far. There's a lot of power on the ball, but we're seeing some from Kate Hardy and Keogh. We've seen it already, and it's only 3-0, but they're just looking to play. We see it right there. They're just looking sometimes just to place it in no man's land, as that one is blocked but sent right back down on the side of Bridgewater. Kate Hardy with a kill, getting on the scoreboard. 4-0 start for the Hornets.
Strong start, exactly on the nose, Ethan. 4-0, Lynchburg out in front. On the near side, a powerful swing that Williamson can't control, and Faith Depew notches the first point of the evening for the Bridgewater Eagles.
Yeah, that one looked really unbeatable. A great attempt by Williamson to keep that one alive, but it just flies right into the stands, and that's exactly what you need sometimes when you're Bridgewater. Lynchburg starting off hot on a Code Red day, maybe that first point just to get something started.
Kept alive, a free ball the other way, a nice defensive sequence from the Eagles, but Hardy cleans it up.
Kate Hardy, there's a reason why we're highlighting her. It feels like with the depth that this Lynchburg squad has that we've talked about a couple times to start off this game, Kate Hardy is somebody that you love to have on your squad. You've got people behind her, but there's so many other people that we can highlight on Lynchburg, and it goes the same way with Bridgewater.
Cassie Blackmore with the serve, one of the stronger servers for Lynchburg this season. As we see an attacking error from Bridgewater. Alford couldn't get it across the top of the net. It'll go 6-1 Hornets. As the bleachers slowly starting to fill up more and more in this Code Red contest. Set up top for Stoop. A soft touch. Dug out by Hardy. Near side Keogh looking for the cross-court kill. Black over for Kelly. Swung out of bounds.
It has been all Lynchburg so far as we get an early timeout for Bridgewater.
Harris wants to talk things over after an early start from Lynchburg and Cardoza and company. Yeah, you got to wonder how much does this environment play a factor in a competition like this one, Ski?
Oh, it means a ton. You're already going to a Turner Gymnasium, which shows great support for every team in it, whether that's basketball or volleyball. And not only are you just coming to a tough environment, but it makes it even harder. It's code red. Everybody's going to be on their toes. It feels like every single point, everybody's at the edge of their seat, ready for Lynchburg to get that final hit that gets them the point.
And this place, I mean, you keep on seeing fans trickle into the stands. You've got a sea of red going on right now. And just having that so close to the floor, when you've got a Bridgewater team that's been in hostile environments before, when we talked to Coach Harris on the phone, she said, feels like every time we come down there, it's a code red contest. Nevertheless, you do have some younger players on this team. They've got a freshman setter in the mix as well. And you start to wonder, I mean, how much does that play a piece when you really get thrown into this environment?
Well, there are pros and cons for both sides. And we'll start with Bridgewater. A pro, and it may not seem like there could be any on a code red night, but one good thing is that if you play well, you come out of the next set harder, you start to mount a comeback, you're going to start to silence this crowd a little bit, and you can use that as motivation. For Lynchburg, obviously the pro, home field advantage, everybody's cheering everything for you.
An uncharacteristic service error from Blackmore, and Bridgewater records their second point of the night. And what's great to see is you've got a Bridgewater bench that is bringing the energy, and that can oftentimes counter that effect a little bit. That's a lot closer to you. You're hearing that support more so than the yelling coming from the other side of the stands.
Really good job by Williamson on that one to recognize, and you get a little help from everybody else, and that's where the communication aspect comes into play, but you got almost everybody yelling, that's out, that's out. Tori Williamson, a great job there, and a great way. You come out of the timeout and give a serving error. You give the ball to Bridgewater, get their second point. It really not great coming out of the timeout for the Eagles. You give the ball right back to Kate Hardy.
Kate Hardy with an ace. This is a Lynchburg squad that loves to serve aggressively, and Hardy fits that mold perfectly for Cardoza.
Well, talking to Tori Williamson yesterday, this volleyball team has had this game marked on their calendar all year, not just because it's your code red affair, but this is a game where you want to come back and get a win after what happened last year.
Back-to-back aces for Hardy. I mean, you have the most important two-day stand in regular season Lynchburg volleyball history. Right now, just teetering outside the top 25. You play a really talented Bridgewater team tonight, and 16 hours later, you bring in W&L, who's 10-0 this season, and has won 30 of their 31 sets. Pardon me, that's Meinhardt right there in the middle. The 6-footer climbs the ladder, puts it right back onto the deck. And timeout number 2 taken by the Eagles in the first 13 points. We'll step aside momentarily. Hang with us here on LHSN and FloSports. And we welcome you back into the Hive. It's Lynchburg out in front, 11-2. Second timeout by Harris. And the Eagles are going to go on a little bit of a run here out of the break. Hardy. Oh, my goodness. Kate Hardy with her third ace in set number 1.
And we talked about that aggressiveness before the last time out. This Lynchburg team, probably the most aggressive they've been in program history, and Kate Hardy is one of the reasons why. It is all-out brute force from her, whether she's at the serving line or up front in front of the net.
She's serving like her hair's on fire. Bridgewater with a soft touch, Scipione with the dig. Now Hardy will set upstairs for Keogh. Dug out by Scoop. Keogh once again right there. Williamson now with a dig. Scipione for Keogh on the near side. Dug out by the libero. Stoop keeps it in play. Free ball for Lynchburg. Scipione give and go with Meinhardt. And Lynchburg with their first attacking error today.
Meinhardt went a little early, couldn't catch it at the peak of this set, but if you're Lynchburg, you're still rolling. It's been all you for the entire first set. You want to keep all the momentum going. You want to keep the crowd on the edge of their seat.
We talked about the environment that this might play for Bridgewater. Lynchburg has just 3 kills compared to 5 attacking errors for the Eagles thus far.
Keep everybody on your toes. Lynchburg's moving really great throughout the court. We see a couple times where Bridgewater just trying to float one into the back corner, but Lynchburg's all over it.
We were talking about the tandem of games that Lynchburg has over today and tomorrow as Jacqueline Bryant notches her first kill of the contest. You welcome a W&L team tomorrow that's 30-1 in the 31 sets played this year, riding a 10-0 record, coming off their highest ranking in program history at number 6. You got to feel like if you come away with a win tonight and tomorrow, you're ranked in the polls for the first time in program history.
Yeah, I completely agree. They've been teetering with it. They've had the best start in program history at 11-1. They've got to find something in them that can just push them past these next 2 games.
Stoop wants to go, dug out by Clark. Meinhardt with a battle right at the net, and Alford tucks it away for the 4th point tonight for Bridgewater. Now back at the service line, it'll be Anna Black, the senior out of Rock Hill, South Carolina. Black over for Clark. Maya Green for Ava Meinhardt. Dug out by Black. Across the other way. Williamson from behind the attack line. A nice dig from Black. A soft touch and a kill for Gabby Atwell.
He just placed it in a perfect spot into that top half of the court. You saw Jacqueline Bryant get a little bit of a touch and a dive from Maya Green. Just couldn't keep it up.
Black. A pancake from Williamson. Bryant. Now Stoop. Dug out by Clark. Williamson. Book it. Put it right between 2 defenders. Right inside the shoebox.
What a play from Tori Williamson. From diving and pancake and keeping the ball alive, right back into that outside hitter spot and just slamming it down.
And she's someone that is the definition of a two-way player. One of the leading scorers on this team in terms of kills, ranks 3rd, also leads the team in digs. And you saw both of it on the last possession. You see more of the offense right there with a cross-court kill coming from the junior.
Tori Williamson, you've got the hot hand. You want to feed the beast and keep throwing the ball to her.
Meinhardt from the service line. Can't get it over. This is a Lynchburg team that will take the good with the bad. They really want to rack up those aces. And they say their mantra, they can afford a few of those errors.
You got a 10-point lead. In reality, you've got some leeway. Obviously, you can have a couple points go on the side of the court for Bridgewater, but you want to step on the gas pedal.
Bryant. Now Stoop. Keogh with a dig. Green the other way for Bryant. Rejected, kept alive, pushed the other way by Williamson. Morgan Clark dove trying to keep it off the hardwood, but it's Faith Depew with her second kill of the day.
And we're seeing some great rallies right after another, and that's a perfect example. Great job from Bridgewater to stay alive and stay in it.
Green for DiNardo, a soft touch. Depew kept it alive, but not enough juice behind it. And Anna Black watches it fall to the ground for a 17-7 score. Lynchburg 8 away from claiming set number 1. Bryant from the service line. A set from Kelly. Maya Green for Williamson. Oh my goodness! A whole lot of heat behind that one.
We're seeing some anger in some of these hits from Tori Williamson. We were talking about Kate Hardy earlier. It seems like right now, these last 5 or 6 points, it's all Tori Williamson.
And this is a squad that will ride the hot hand. And we've seen that thus far. They'll attack by committee just with whoever's really feeling it. You've got Williamson with 3 kills and an attacking percentage of 60. Then you've got DiNardo with 2, hitting 67%. And then Hardy with 2, hitting 50%.
Kate Hardy and Scipione check back in for Maya Green and Jackie Bryant.
Just 3 kills thus far for Bridgewater. Scipione up top. Williamson! A jackhammer painting the back line. I mean, she is feeling it right now, Ethan.
Well, when you're hot, and you feed the hot hand. Tori Williamson, she's got some anger in those hits, but we might have to check the radar gun. We brought that up the last match, but there might be some sizzle behind that.
Out of bounds. Hardy couldn't keep it in play. Bridgewater trying to mount a rally of their own and spark some life into the first frame.
Well, when you're up big, especially in the first set with a 10-point lead, you're just 6 points away from taking that set. You want to step on the gas pedal. You don't want to give Bridgewater any momentum at the end of this set that they can carry over to the second.
Scipione for Keogh. A nice dig. Now Stoop from behind the attack line. And Reagan Stoop gets her first kill of the day in her 8th attempt.
We've seen that a couple times from Bridgewater in that middle hitter position. It's just a soft hit right in the middle of no man's land, and the libero and the defensive specialist, they just can't get to it.
DiNardo, book it.
Leah the Machine DiNardo, another player, another really great example of how much depth this squad has. You have so much talent on this roster.
Up top, Atwell. That one had some aggression behind it. We were talking earlier about playing angry. You see some of it right there from the Eagles.
And the struggle that it's going to be for the rest of this set is you're down 9. It's just 5 points that you have to hold off for the Hornets. You've got no timeouts to talk to any of your players about plans moving ahead later in the set.
Meinhardt blocked by Alford. A little bit of momentum now for Bridgewater. And even if you don't come away with the first frame, this is the kind of stuff that you can build off of, and you find that recipe to success.
And that's exactly what you don't want to do, a quick serve for Bridgewater.
Scipione for Hardy. Nice dig from Stoop. Meinhardt couldn't clean it up right underneath the net. Alford will get the credit for the kill.
And that's a great read from the Bridgewater girls up front. You're doing a really great job on defense the last couple points. It's a tough read for Ava Meinhardt to know if that's going to go over the net, hit it, or just fall right down.
Beautiful recovery. Meinhardt wants to go. Dug out by Depew. The touch from Griffith into the Lynchburg sideline, and the Hornets can't get there in time. Bridgewater on a 5-1 run.
And don't start calling it a comeback, but they're on great track. It's still 20 points for Lynchburg. You're only down by 6 now. You're starting to chip away.
Scipione for Keogh. Into the rafters. Depew keeps it alive. Black with a free ball the other way. Scipione now for Hardy. Can't put it away. Stoop, a soft touch looking for no man's land. Now Keogh. Stoop once again is right there. A quick shot from Bridgewater that was read by the Hornets. A beautiful rally closed out by Alford. It feels like this rally has really started in the inside with Alford.
Yeah, it was a great job from Bridgewater as the timeout's called from Coach Kevin Cardozo. Bridgewater's doing a fantastic job keeping this Lynchburg side on their toes. You're not letting them think at all. You're playing so aggressive up front on the net. And the defensive side, the digs that last rally itself were just outstanding.
A 7-1 run. It was 19-8.
It just shows you that against top teams in the ODAC and also a team with two teams that are teetering on that national ranking poll, you can't take any point off. You can be up by 10, but you got to step on the gas pedal. You got to kill any sort of momentum that any team in the ODAC can come back and get, because even if Lynchburg does extend ahead and win this set, Bridgewater had a lot of great things to look forward to help build some momentum going into the later sets.
I think the biggest thing is they've cleaned up the attack errors. That really stood out in the open. They had one kill through the early stages of this frame with 5 attacking errors, and through the last 8 points, they have 5 kills, or 6 kills rather, and Lynchburg with 2 attacking errors.
And for Bridgewater, you got to think 7-1 run. This crowd, it started to quiet down a little bit. It was really rowdy at the beginning, and that's really where a majority of their errors came from. It looked like just some mental minor frustration errors, and they've done a great job.
Faith Depew with his service error puts Lynchburg a little bit closer to that finish line, 4 away. Hardy, he'll serve for the Hornets, already with 3 service aces in the first set. Tried to make it 4, but a little overly aggressive. 21-16. It feels like this whole contest is going to go down to the wire. I mean, you don't walk into this matchup with the sense at all that this is going to be a sweep on either side.
Yeah, and I think this set backs that up perfectly. Lynchburg had a large margin. They were up by over 10 at one point, and now it's just a 5-point game. It doesn't matter how many points you go up ahead, as that's 3 errors back-to-back for both these teams.
It's gotten a little sloppy.
Later on in the sets, his mind starts to get jumbled up, and some errors start to come out, and that's why timeout, really, you got to think it's used to slow the game down and catch your breath and start to plan a little bit, but both these teams with 3 errors back-to-back.
And once again, it's Alford. She has been money here in the back half of the first frame. Now she'll head to the sideline, and Atwell will take her spot. 22-17. Clark across for Bryant. A contest right up top by Meinhardt. Made Atwell get on her feet right out of the toaster. And Lynchburg makes it 23-17. Here's Meinhardt. Cross looking for Stoop. I mean, you can't have a prettier kill than that one. There's a great reason she's a 2-time All-ODAC first teamer.
Yeah, and I completely agree. The power behind every single shot, and not even just the power, the placement was beautiful right in between the 2 defenders. And even though it's a 5-point lead for the Hornets, these last couple points have been just back and forth and back and forth.
Tori Williamson says hello.
You had the hot hand earlier. You want to go back, kind of revert a little bit to where you were dominating Bridgewater, and Tori Williamson did a great job.
That's her 5th kill in set number 1. Anna Black with a dig. Depew the other way. Green kept it alive. Clark will send a free ball the other way. Looking for Stoop. Woo! We talked about it in the open. Sometimes you just got to get it to 18 and get out of the way.
And just a beautiful set from Bridgewater, and it was really perfect. And a great job by Stoop to go up there, hit the ball at its peak, and just slam it straight down. I mean, there was no way anybody was getting on the end of that one.
For Bridgewater, you got to string together 5 more consecutive points to stay alive in this frame. Williamson for Scipione, give and go. Right in the hot hand, make that 6 kills in the opening set, and Lynchburg takes the first frame, 25-19.
Beautiful job from the Hornets. You had a hot start. It started to get a little bit back and forth, but you closed the door on set number 1.
We'll step aside momentarily. Stick with us for set 2 coming up on FloSports. And we welcome you back into Turner Gymnasium. Lynchburg claims the first frame, 25-19 here on their home floor. Bridgewater with a little bit of momentum, though, towards the latter portion of that opening set.
And I think that's a perfect way to respond when you start off with a double-digit lead early in the set. If you're Bridgewater, you did a great job. You start to show a little bit of life. You make it sure that, I mean, the defense everywhere has just been outstanding. And if you're Bridgewater, you got to be able to shun the aggressiveness that you're going to get up front from the Hornets. And I think in the second half of the set, even though the Hornets trickled away and got set number 1 under their belt, I think Bridgewater did a great job nullifying really any motivation you get from the crowd and on the sidelines.
Depew and Stoop lead the way offensively for the Eagles with 3 kills apiece. Lynchburg did a great job of keeping Stoop quiet at the beginning of that set. Still, she's got 3 kills on 11 total attacks. You got to feel pretty confident about that number.
Yeah, absolutely. You start to get her into more plays towards the end. We saw the power that she was putting really on every single ball when she got up to the net. Her vertical is outstanding, and when you get a great set like she did, it really felt like every single time they would feed her the ball, 9 times out of 10, you're going to put it away every time.
Williamson was really the main piece for Lynchburg in that opening set. Had 6 kills on 8 total attacks. They're looking to feed her more here in set 2, but sails this one long for her first error of the day. And also, how about Kate Hardy from the service line? Collected 3 aces for the Hornets.
Yeah, and all 3 of them were in a row. I mean, we talked about it with Tori Williamson. When you've got the hot hand, you keep it going. And Kate Hardy, she's going to be looking to get back at the line.
Bridgewater with their first lead of the day. Stoop over for Keogh. Scipione, far side. Hardy! What a nice defensive play by Stoop. Scipione now for DiNardo. You can count it. DiNardo, such an efficient offensive player, Ethan.
There's a reason why they call her the machine, and she's somebody when you have her at the front line, you can always expect her to be in the play.
Williamson grazes the top of the net but gets it across. Stoop to Scipione. Now Clark sets it up for Kate Hardy. Gets the kill off of a tool.
When you look at set 1, Lynchburg really had the advantage the entire time. I expect this entire set number 2 to really go back and forth.
Setting it upstairs. What a big-time swing from Claire Griffith. The outside pin hitter from Salem, Virginia, with some power behind that thumper.
And when you're face-to-face with those type of shots, if you're Kate Hardy who fails to block it, you just got to tip your cap. It was a good set, a really great spike, and an even better ace.
Beautiful serve from the middle hitter, Gabby Atwell. Three to 2, Bridgewater leads. That crowd starting to make some noise for Lynchburg. Keogh wants to go. Keogh ties us up at 3 apiece.
And I really think that the separation for both of these squads in this second set and sets to come, it's really going to be about whose run can go longer. It's going to be a back-and-forth duel. They're giving each other 150% on the court right now. Both teams super aggressive, but if you can go on a little bit of a run, that's what separated Lynchburg in that first set early, and it's something you're going to want to do in the second set.
Scipione got caught in a straitjacket. Ball went right into her chest. And a bad spot for the dig results in another Bridgewater point. Meinhardt on the money.
And somebody who is always looking to make a big play. And when you got a code red game, you got a sea of red on our side of the stands. You really want a big play out of a big player so that you can get this crowd hyped back up.
Hardy. Physical serve. Played back. Kept alive by Hardy. But a nice attack from Claire Griffith to put Lynchburg in a difficult situation right there. I mean, you're able to receive it, but just not how you'd like to.
Yeah, it's a tough spot that Kate Hardy was in. You're kind of in the middle of, do I want to get this ball just to keep it alive? You're not sure if somebody's behind you. You did have Tori Williamson behind you if you're Hardy, but that's a really tough call to make, and good for Bridgewater to come down with a point because of it.
Maya Green over for Keogh. Kaylee Keogh with a cannon.
KK, a huge point. That's what we were really talking about. Just a big play from a big player on this squad to try and get momentum back to your side.
Alford with a nice touch across the net. Now Bryant with a big-time swing. Calling her shot like Kobe.
Through everybody and in the back left corner, and that's perfection at its finest from Jackie Bryant. Get another look. Woo! Just through both of the defenders in the back corner. Just placed perfectly.
What a pancake from Maya Green. That one doesn't come with any syrup.
Woo! Oh my goodness, Joe. We are being treated to great performances from both teams. How that one got kept alive, I have no idea. Let's take another look. Oh my goodness, this is a game of inches, and that right there is a perfect example.
A good response from all to silence the crowd momentarily. How about that play, Ski?
I'm speechless, Joe. I've said it 1,000 times. Hustle is what's going to win you these close ball games, and that's what we're seeing from both these squads. It's going to be a back and forth duel.
Stoop with a nice dig to keep it alive. Now she gets it back. Ricochets off the long arms of Meinhardt. Williamson with his soft touch and a diving dig from Bellis keeps it alive for another Bridgewater point.
Yeah, great job. You recognize that everybody was pulled up because of the defense on that last play, and you just recognize that there's nobody in the corner, and that's what makes you an even better player on the court.
Bryant, she's seeing green right now. Stoop. Once again, playing like an All-American, and that's a big reason she's received that national recognition. Was an AVCA All-American honorable mention. Was the ODAC Rookie of the Year in her freshman season 2 years ago. Ava Meinhardt wants to get involved.
Well, Ava Meinhardt, somebody we saw in that last rally have a great block, but then Stoop came out of nowhere. And for Stoop, you don't just get to over 1,000 kills because you're a role player. She's been a star every single year that she's been here.
Meinhardt with the serve. A little bit of an assist from the top beam that time. Green up top, DiNardo. A dig that sends it right back across. Green with his soft touch. Stoop. Put it over. They're going to say Lynchburg got a fingertip on that net and gives Bridgewater the lead once again.
Going back to that huge hit from DiNardo, I really liked how you said they got a little bit of an assist from the rafters up top, but that's something that not only Lynchburg has to stay aware of, but Bridgewater for a team, as we maybe see a touch.
That's a close one. Williamson, oh my goodness, playing like a woman possessed.
Williamson's somebody that's always hype. Win the point or lose the point, and when she makes a huge play going cross court with that much power, and you love to see it from one of your star players.
Bryant with the serve. What a performance we're seeing on the inside from the pair of middle hitters on the Eagles. That time it's Gabby Atwell that puts it away for a kill.
And I really love that. The set was beautiful, but an even better job because you get a little bit of a delay. You're thinking as soon as she goes up, she's going to try and send it to Pound Town. But you let it sit a little bit, and you catch everybody off guard.
Keogh with a dig. Williamson. A free ball from Hardy. Griffith notches the kill. The largest lead of the day for Bridgewater, up 11-9. And Cardoza and company want to talk things over. We'll step aside momentarily. Eagles out in front, 11-9 on FloSports. 11-9, Bridgewater on top of the Lynchburg Hornets in set number 2. Lynchburg claimed the opening frame 25-19. And a whole lot of fanfare going on as the men's volleyball team now trying to get everybody on their feet in the student section. But Bridgewater with all the momentum right now.
And that's a perfect way to come out of a timeout. You shut everybody down after you got to think Coach Cardozo's trying to ice you and slow the momentum down. And that's just a great job coming out of the timeout with a serving ace.
Scipione looking for Hardy. This one's offline. And Bridgewater, you really feel like they're starting to heat up and gain a whole lot of momentum. Now on a 4-0 run. Soft serve. Keogh with a nice sliding dig. Williamson ends the drought.
And that's something you got to build off of if you're Lynchburg. You get a big dig off of a really great serve from Stoop, and she's been doing it all night. And you get a really great set. Scipione going backwards, sending it across court.
Clark for Keogh. Dug out by Stoop. Soft touch. Oh, my goodness. Clark was right behind her. Couldn't bring it in.
And that's what Bridgewater's just been doing better in this second set. They've been putting it, and it sounds easy, but they've been putting it where Lynchburg's not. And they've been keeping them on their toes. You don't know where they're going to go every single time. It seems like every point that Bridgewater's had the last couple points has been off of misplacement.
What a dig right there from Atwell. Shot out of a cannon from DiNardo. This time it's Kelly. Over for Depew. Williamson trying to keep it alive but can't get there in time. Too much real estate to cover. Bridgewater leads by 5.
And before the timeout, it was a dogfight the whole entire way through set number 2, but Bridgewater's starting to trickle away, extend their lead. Now they're up by 5.
Scipione for Hardy. Woo! What a beauty.
You need a big player to make a big point. It's been really what we've talked about a lot in this second set. For Lynchburg, you've got to start to find a way to connect the puzzle pieces. You get that first point, now you got to stay hot and get on that second point before you can get on a run.
Alford with the swing, dug out by Williamson. Hardy, back to back. Racking up the kills.
Unstoppable at the front of the net so far, and you really want to feed the beast and keep the ball on whoever's got the hot hand. In the first set, it was Tori Williamson. We're really trying to find it for Lynchburg in the second set.
Blocked by a pair of Hornets. It's Hardy and Meinhardt meeting her at the mountaintop. Here comes Lynchburg. That crowd's starting to make a little bit more noise. Across the court, what a dig from Cassie Blackmore. And what a denial on the other end from Alford.
Saw a little bit of set action from Kate Hardy, and a great hit by Williamson, but just an even better block, and everybody got pushed up to the front of the net trying to keep the ball alive, and just a ton of open space on the block.
Here's Depew. Williamson with the dig. Scipione upstairs, and it's Meinhardt climbing the ladder, flushing it down. 14-16, Bridgewater leads.
You've cut the lead down to 2 if you're Lynchburg. Now you've got your hot hitter, Kate Hardy, at the service line. She had 3 back-to-back-to-back aces in the first set. So you're going to try and replicate that.
Hardy with 8.5 points today. Griffith, big swing, forces the dig to go out of play. I mean, you've got so much power on both sides when you look at these pin hitters.
Yeah, and right there, that entire short point is just really what has been the statement of this second set, is who can serve better. I mean, both these teams have been doing a great job, but that's a tough play to make. Kate Hardy, one of the stronger serves probably in the country, for Division III volleyball, and you're keeping her to a halt this set.
What a diving play to keep it alive by Bellis, and that's one too many.
Just pushing that one, trying to push it into that top corner. We got a couple of hits to keep it alive. I was looking at the Bridgewater bench, and there were some eyes wide open that they kept that one alive for as long as they could.
Keough gets it across cleanly, upstairs, and sent back by Ava Meinhardt. That's the first time in a while we haven't traded points.
A little bit of a low set on that one. We got a good hit, just went right into the net, a little bit higher, and you're seeing stars.
Stoop with a touch. Clark for Williamson. Hits the ceiling, comes right back down, and Tori gets her 10th kill of the contest. Aaron Harris wants to talk things over. 17-17 in set number 2. This feels like such a pivotal point in tonight's affair, Ethan.
It feels like playoff volleyball, to be honest. And maybe we're getting a little bit of help from the code red, again, the sea of red. It's just everybody, it feels like this whole gym is packed. And we've got a packed side of this side of the court, the side that's right underneath us, but you look on the other end, and it's starting to fill in even more, and that's what you're going to get out of Code Red. You're going to get a lot of support, not only from your athletes as they're required to come, but even students who aren't athletes. They're coming to the game. They're showing their support for their Lady Hornets.
And you talk about this feeling like playoff volleyball. Here was the preseason poll coming into the season with Virginia Wesleyan at number 2, right behind Washington and Lee, then Bridgewater and Lynchburg in that 3-4 spot, Randolph-Macon right outside in the 5th. You got to remember, those top 4 teams all host that first round, and both of these teams expected to be a host squad in that quarterfinal. 2 teams that were very, very talented a season ago, both hosted a playoff game in the first round. Lynchburg really snuck in down that wire. They got hot towards the end of the season, but it looks like a whole new squad this year.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of growth, not only from the players on the court, but even the coaching staff. This is the second year Coach Cardozo's been here, as a really great point for the Eagles out of the timeout. But this is the second year Coach Cardozo's here, and he's already setting records.
Yeah.
The best start in program history.
Yeah, that right there, that was a veteran player with a veteran play. Stoop read the Lynchburg defense, found the empty landing zone, and delivered it. Set up top, Atwell fading away, hits it across. Now Jacqueline Bryant, oh my goodness. She is jumping out of the gym.
And what a great job from Maya Green on that point, and you love to see it. Number 12 on the court. Maya Green, somebody who didn't play last year due to an injury. She's back and better than ever. What a point. What a kill from Bryant.
18-18, Meinhardt just gets it over the timeline. Stoop with a soft touch, one-handed dig. Tori Williamson trying to ride that line. Couldn't do it, just inches outside that tape.
Really great play from both sides. A great job again from Maya Green to keep that ball alive.
19-18, Eagles out in front. It's Kelly from the service line. Dig from Keough. Green for Bryant. Saw it all the way. Tucked it in.
Went back to the corner again, but instead of power, really just perfect placement. Nobody can get on the end of that one for the Eagles.
Now we get to see the power. Blocked by DiNardo. A capital no in DiNardo.
Just a great job. Defense has really stepped up for the Hornets the last couple points. Ken, dogfight. It's just a one-point game, and I feel like it's been that the entire time. It's just, we're expecting almost every set to go the distance.
Jackie Bryant, what a serve. And a block. It's DiNardo and Green. teaming up on the inside. Lynchburg, their largest lead of the second set, 21-19.
And just, you mentioned it, we're going to replay a beautiful block from DiNardo. And you want to go back to the entire second set. It's been back and forth. The fact that you're saying that this is the largest lead for the Hornets is insane. It's just a 2-point lead, and I feel like this might be the largest lead that they're probably going to keep. I mean, it's been back and forth. You imagine Bridgewater out of this timeout. They're going to come out with a fire in their bellies, and they're going to try and keep this one close and send it the distance.
What a back and forth affair we have had, especially here in set number 2. We're in for a treat tonight, Ethan. And it feels like we're just getting started.
And again, it feels like postseason volleyball. 2 top teams in the ODAC and 2 top teams in the nation really have just been going at it the entire time. And we're only in the second set. Lynchburg up 1-0, but this one could go either way. We're assuming that both these teams obviously are never going to give up. They know how crucial ODAC games are when it comes down to the tournament, but this is a big game, not just for the ODAC rankings, but for national rankings. Both these teams are going to come out, whichever team comes out with a win, they're going to make a strong case. And if you're Lynchburg, you can get a win over a top team in Bridgewater and then play a great game tomorrow against Virginia Wesleyan. They've got a great opportunity.
And you talk about the ODAC standings, not just regular season standings, but especially when it comes to playoff seeding time, and you want that 3 spot rather than that 4 spot. I mean, it can really play a big-time factor. This can ultimately become a tiebreaker. How about the 2 shoot? Maya Green, nobody's home.
And we mentioned she's back and better than ever. She's been so crucial on this squad to start this season off, and just what a great job to recognize. It's that internal clock that you have during points, during rallies. A great job for Maya Green.
Set to the middle, another DiNardo denial.
Leah the Machine DiNardo. There's a reason why we've said her name so much. You keep her at the front of the net because she's everywhere. And she's a ghost on the court. You never know where she's coming. And just a great job this set.
A 5-0 run by the Hornets. And Stoop ends the drought.
And that's a veteran play. Sorry, Joe, but that's a veteran play from Stoop. You know that DiNardo's got the hot hand on defense in front of the net, so you go right after her with all the power you got. DiNardo can't come up with the success, but now you've put Bridgewater at 20 points now. Close set. I mean, it's back and forth. We're expecting it to be like this all night.
Stoop. Scipione for Hardy. Book it. 24-20. Lynchburg 1 point away.
And this is a statement game for Lynchburg. Nobody knew that they were going to come out of the gate this season this hot, and you're facing a great team in the nation in Bridgewater, and you're making a statement.
Dig from Williamson. Scipione for DiNardo. Stays alive. Stoop. Dug out by Clark. Scipione for Hardy. Dug out by Stoop. The counterattack from Griffith. 21-24.
Staying alive, Bridgewater. You got to get the point in front of you. You can't think about making the score 23-24. You got to get that 22nd point.
Well, you need 3 consecutive, and like you said, you got to build it brick by brick. Clark with a free ball the other way. Kelly up top. Nobody's home. A miscommunication from the Eagles, and this crowd comes alive. 25-21. Lynchburg up 2-0.
Back and forth the entire set. You almost want to say that everything was leaning towards Bridgewater's way in the first half, but Lynchburg kept it close. After Bridgewater went on a little bit of a run, there was a little bit of a comeback train that had to start, and you just extend after that, and that's a perfect set for Lynchburg.
So the Hornets take set number 1, 25-19, 24-21 in frame number 2. Now the Eagles with their back against the wall, trying to avoid the sweep and pull off the reverse in tonight's Code Red contest. We'll step aside. Third set coming up in just over 4 minutes on Flo College. And we welcome you back into Turner Gymnasium. It's Lynchburg leading the way, 2 sets up on the Eagles.
Yeah, it's been just 2 really great sets. Lynchburg getting the better of the Eagles, which is something that nobody really thought coming into this season that Lynchburg would be doing as well as they have, but a couple transfers, a couple recruits, Coach Cardoza working his magic. He's done a great job, and it's a big reason why this squad is doing so well. But when you look at the stat column, the big reason why Lynchburg is doing so well is because Tori Williamson. And there you see it, Coach Kevin Cardoza. He's done a fantastic job. Again, his second season. They won a playoff game last year in the ODAC, which hasn't been done for years, and then comes into this season with an 11-1 start, best start in program history. The Cardoza magic is real.
If there's anyone in this gym that believed in Lynchburg going 2 up on the Eagles in the first 2 sets, it's that man right there. This has been a fun one so far, a whole lot of energy on Wayne Prophet Court. And the Eagles right now trying to stay alive and claim their first frame of the night. Kate Hardy into the netting. It's a 1-0 lead for Bridgewater.
And if you're the Eagles, your main thought process has to be, let's just get the first one. Let's slow down the momentum. Let's slow the game down. Let's play our game of volleyball. And the problem with that and what makes Lynchburg such a favorite right now is that a huge hit at the net from Leah the Machine DiNardo. But if you're Lynchburg, you've got some wiggle room. Obviously, you want to pull the broomsticks out and go for the sweep, but if you're Bridgewater, you got to win that first set. You got to go on a run, be able to extend and not let them come back in this matchup.
DiNardo, one of 4 Hornets with 5 or more kills thus far. Well, what's really stood out, we expected the offense. Williamson gets a diving dig. The defense has really, really stood out from Lynchburg. They were able to keep Stoop quiet in the early goings of this contest, which gave them a lot of momentum as the veteran notches another kill on her total tonight, going up to 6. But you've got a Lynchburg team that hasn't really made their identity with the blocks, but tonight they've already got 6. Scipione for Hardy. Dug out. Black for Stoop. Outside. Looked like that one was going to be right on that white line. Couldn't keep it in play. Ties us up at deuces.
I really like how you talked about Stoop really started to take over in that second set. Lynchburg did a great job nullifying her out of the first one, but that's what just makes Lynchburg so great in that second set is that even though Stoop was on her A game, she did a great job at being nullified by Lynchburg.
We're going to need to take another look at that one. Violation called on Bridgewater. We'll see if maybe they got a piece of the net. But first, the 3-2 serve from Blackmore. And ace! The 5th one on the night for Lynchburg. Blackmore's first.
And I really love the serve that Blackmore has. She likes to put a little bit of knuckle on that ball where you don't really know where it's going when you're trying to receive it.
Quick hands from the setter in Veselinovic.
Did a really great job, speed up the play. Keogh and Scipione couldn't really do anything about it. Kind of caught him off guard a little bit.
4-3, the serve from Kelly. Scipione for Meinhardt as it's sent back. Now looking for Keogh. This one's rejected as well. And a point for Lynchburg. Once again, just a little too close to that netting.
And these are the moments that Lynchburg, you're going to want to take advantage of. Yes, you're up 2-0 in sets as we...
Yeah,
on the way down. Definitely. You can see fingers caught a little bit of the net. But even though you're up 2-0 in the match, you can't let Bridgewater breathe. You can't let them get back any momentum.
Hardy. Oh, my goodness. Nice job from Kelly to keep it in play. Clark, Scipione, Keogh, too much sauce.
I really like the idea. There was only one person in that back court for the Eagles, so I like the idea to try and send it long, but just a little too much mustard on it.
(5-4). The serve from Stoop. Right into the breadbasket for Williams. Green for Keogh. Now Griffith, denied. Ava Meinhardt, a brick wall at the net.
Really great setup and a really great hit from the Eagles. Just an even better job from Ava Meinhardt and the Hornets. Their defense has been spectacular in this battle with Bridgewater.
Keogh. Big swing. Say last touch by a Hornet.
Hornets are confused. They're not sure.
Yeah, Kevin Cardozo is already getting in the ear of our official. That's something you'll see quite frequently. Lynchburg had a moment in their game against Hood where they were up 22-2, and Kevin got in the ear of the official and disagreed with the call. The official told him, Kevin, it's 22-2.
That's what I love about Coach Cardozo, though. I love a coach who's going to go 100% for your players, no matter what the scoreline is, if you're down 20 or if you're up 20.
6-6. Maya Green sets it for Bryant. Oh, my goodness. Once again, another assist from the ceiling. A two-shoot. Maya Green does it herself.
We said her name a lot at the back half of the second set. We're saying it at the beginning. Just a great job from the veteran for Lynchburg to just put it where nobody is, basically. That's the easiest way, but it's really in the middle of no man's land. You had a powerful shot from Bryant on that far side of the netting. If you're the Eagles, you're thinking they're going to try and do that exact same thing.
Maya Green missed her senior season due to an ACL injury that happened in the offseason. Then decided to stick around, come back for her grad year after being really involved with the program from the sideline to a team that is extraordinarily deep at center. You've got Scipione that comes in through the portal, obviously Maya Green, and Shayna Leak, who took a role last year and stepped in and had one of the best seasons that a setter has had in Lynchburg program history.
Yeah, and that's what you love if you're Coach Kevin Cardozo. You've got plenty of depth. We talked about it a ton. You've got depth everywhere, and at the center position especially, you've got stars in Scipione, Maya Green, and Jayna Leak. So you feel really great at the front.
And you've also got Kara Taylor and Kiri Thibodeau, who got some action a year ago. There really is no bad option for a distributor on this Lynchburg squad, and the offense has really showed that this season.
Yeah, they've done a really great job. I was talking to Tori Williamson the other day, and she loves how aggressive Lynchburg plays. Everybody on the court, whether you're the defensive specialist at the net or even the center, everybody's looking to get that point, try and just find the slightest bit of weakness in the other team.
DiNardo can't tuck it away. Dug out by Curie. Clark over for Williamson. A soft touch and a nice defensive play by Bellis. Countered the other way. Eagles out in front 9-8.
It looked like DiNardo got a little bit of the ball on the block attempt, and it just found a perfect way into that close side of the court.
Scipione, near side Williamson. That's her 11th kill tonight, and the first one in set 3. Eleven kills, 2 errors on 17 total attacks. Now with the serve. Looking for Stoop. Met by Hardy and DiNardo. They'll say that Hardy got a piece of the net. DiNardo didn't agree with the call. We'll see if we can take another look at it after this point. Keogh. Stoop with his soft touch. Executed brilliantly.
I saw Stoop thought about going high and just blasting it, but she sees a ton of open area onto that near side of the court.
Scipione now for Hardy. Stoop wants to go again. Keogh with the dig. Scipione to her back. DiNardo with some authority.
The Bridgewater squad on the court, they're taking a beating from these up top rafters as they've gotten a little bit of both sides. They've had a couple assists from the rafters from big hits from Brian and DiNardo earlier, and then you have moments like that where it just completely doesn't give you a chance.
Stoop to Scipione. Now Clark. Hardy gets the deflection. Lynchburg ties us up at 11s.
And Bridgewater really doing whatever they can to get back into this match. And this entire set, it feels like both these squads, as we take another look at a strong hit from Hardy, it just looks like they're really only looking for Stoop.
Stoop out of bounds. Here come the Hornets.
And there's another example of it. It feels like the last 7 or 8 rallies that these squads have gone through, I think every hit at the front of the net has been from Stoop.
Now the other way. Nice play made by Scipione. Hardy denied. Sent back out of bounds. Lynchburg point.
There's a big run from the Hornets, and you're going to start extending as a timeout called for Bridgewater. Exactly what you want for the Hornets.
And take another look at that previous sequence. Kate Hardy standing on business. We'll step aside. Lynchburg leads 13-11. And we welcome you back into Turner Gymnasium. Lynchburg fans having some fun here on a Code Red contest. This place has come alive, and they've got a whole lot to cheer about, up 2-0.
The ocean of red in the stands is just helping this Hornet squad so much.
Keogh denied. Another nice rejection from the interior. Gabby Atwell, the middle blocker, sends that one back the other way.
And that's perfect for Bridgewater coming out of a timeout. You slow everything down, you draw something up if you're the coaching staff, and the players get them a little bit of a break, a little bit of a water break. Sometimes that's all a squad needs, especially middle of this set. You've gone fight after fight after fight to get any sort of momentum.
And that was just their third block tonight. This is a Bridgewater squad that has really made their money in a lot of contests with the rejections. That's a big part of their defensive identity. Nevertheless, Lynchburg's done a great job of hitting around them tonight. Hardy. Habanero Hardy. With the finesse, went for the changeup. Now Stoop wants to attack behind the line. Up top, Meinhardt. Kept alive by Black. Stoop once again. What a play. Reagan Stoop doing what she does best.
And that's exactly why they've been going to her so much lately. They need to sort of have Lynchburg stumble a little bit, lose some pressure that they're putting on the Eagles, and Stoop is exactly the player that you're going to want to be able to do that for Lynchburg.
14-13, Lynchburg leads. Kaylee Keogh, perfect placement.
Seen that a ton from the Eagles this set, and Lynchburg giving them a little bit of a taste of their own medicine.
Keogh with the serve. Kelly sets it upstairs for Griffith. Quick trigger. Beautiful sequence from the Eagles. Cuts the deficit in half. Bryant sent back. It's Griffith alongside Alford. Fifteens. Williamson, Green, back to Williamson. Dug out by Kelly. Griffith wants to go. Push to the back line. Green for Meinhardt. Griffith once again, and it's Meinhardt standing tall on the inside.
She's telling the crowd to get hype. She's trying to get everybody back on their feet. A great job from Meinhardt as we take another look. Just a brick wall at the top of the net.
Meinhardt with an excellent serve. Griffith. Tori Williamson. Griffith once again. And a violation on Lynchburg. And the fans don't sound too happy about that whistle.
A little bit of a violation at the beginning of that. Yeah, it ties it up at 16-16.
Green for DiNardo. Another kill for the middle hitter.
The machine going to work. The gears are turning for DiNardo. Giving Lynchburg the lead again. Trying to get a little bit of momentum to try and extend past just a 1-point lead.
At the net. Williamson from behind the attacking line. DiNardo. Soft touch the other way. Green sets it up. Williamson. A nice touch by Bellis. Stuck upstairs in the rafters. Now Green, give and go. DiNardo says yeah.
Leah DiNardo has been outstanding at the front of the net for Lynchburg. Your 5-tool player, your Swiss Army knife. She's done everything for the Hornets.
Lynchburg up by 2. Alford. Green takes a big swing. You're not going to see that every day from your setter. She's already got 2 kills. Bellis with a nice recovery. Green kept it alive, and a violation on the Eagles. And Kevin Cardoza about as animated as they come. Unauthentically Kevin, as he likes to call himself. And you can't blame him.
You love to see that from your coach if you're on the Lynchburg squad. You love seeing your coach get animated as we get a nice look at Dell there in the corner of the bleachers. But animated Cardoza is something that we don't really see a ton of. I mean, most of the time he's back on his chair coaching from the chairs on the sideline, and I love to see it from Coach Cardoza. I love it.
Williamson leading the charge for Lynchburg with a game-high 11 kills. Griffith leading the way for the Eagles with 10 kills and 10.5 total points with a block assist. I mean, it has been an excellent back-and-forth contest between these two sides today, even though the scoreboard might not reflect that in the set column.
Well, really, in both sets, in the first 2 sets, it's been about separation. And I feel like that's what it's going to come down to every single set of this matchup when you've got 2 of the best teams in the ODAC going at it. Lynchburg separated early in that first set, kept their lead. We saw Bridgewater crawl back a tiny bit, but not enough. And in set two, it was back and forth, much like it has been in this third set. Lynchburg separated at the end. We're starting to see it a little bit for the Hornets. They've got a 3-point lead, so we're going to see if they can continue it or if Bridgewater can come back and start to make it a little bit closer.
Out of bounds. That'll allow Bridgewater to narrow the deficit. 19-17. Down to the wire for Bridgewater. Everything really boils down to the last moments of this set. Bridgewater needing a victory to stay alive and try and pull off the reverse sweep. Clark, Scipione, Kate Hardy. Oh my goodness. What a defensive play from Black. Setting it up, Alford finds no man's land.
Great job by the Eagles to stay in it. It was a tough rally, a strong hit by Kate Hardy, and as soon as she got down onto her feet, she was right back into the mix, setting up Kaylee Keough on the outside. But a great job for the Eagles to stay on their toes and be ready for anything.
Hardy, a soft touch across. How about your setter with the attack? Veselinovic with a kill. You got Veselinovic with a kill. Maya Green's got a pair of kills. And we've got a barn burner on our hands in set number 3.
Hornets' first point. Bridgewater really, like we were just talking about, Joe, they've been doing a great job staying in every single set. It's been back and forth, but that little bit of separation that Lynchburg really had in that first 2 sets is that one a little too far from Tori Williamson, but Bridgewater found that source of juice in their gas tank in that third set to step away from Lynchburg and get your first win of the night. Now you just got to do 2 more in a row. Set serve here from Bridgewater, sent across. Set by Scipione to Hardy. She just tries to poke this one across, can't get it over, and it'll be point Bridgewater. They extend their lead to 4, and we saw this from Lynchburg in set number 1 where they really had a hot start and they just never looked back. Bridgewater, you're in a perfect situation where you're thinking about that first set. You're trying to spark a little bit of fire in this squad as they cut the lead down to 3. We'll have Cassie Blackmore check in at the serving line. In front of her, you've got Tori Williamson, Scipione, Meinhardt, Kaylee Keough, and Kate Hardy. As this one poked over, blocked a little bit by Hardy, but it kept going. Williamson will just send a free ball across. Big hit from Scoop, blocked, kept alive by Blackmore, poked over by Meinhardt. Lynchburg's got to reset. Back to Stoop again, goes cross court, saved by Blackmore. Kate Hardy pokes it across, and just another free ball for the Eagles. Back to Stoop, they've been going to her all night. Set from Blackmore, Hardy, just a miss hit into the net.
And we apologize for the technical difficulties. We're back in Turner now. We're unsure of when we lost you, but if you need a quick recap, the third frame went down to the wire. Bridgewater ultimately came away with a 25-23 victory for their first win of the night. Now they've come out hot here in the fourth set, riding the momentum that they gathered at the end of the third frame, and a lot of which has come from majority of this crowd departing after set number 3.
Yeah, and when you're in a close matchup and 2 top teams, when you're coming in as an away team and you know that you're going up against a Code Red Knight or a whiteout or anything like that, as a huge hit from Meinhardt gets blocked back towards the Lynchburg side. But when you see your crowd leaving or the home crowd leaving, that's a huge upgrade for your squad.
That's got to ignite a little bit of a fire underneath you. Nice save by Scipione to keep it alive. The rally continues. Clark for Hardy. Outside.
We've seen a couple errors from this Lynchburg front line. That was an incredible rally as Coach Cardozo will call a timeout. A really scrappy rally that we saw.
8-2. Bridgewater with all the momentum in the gym right now. We'll be right back on FloSports. And we welcome you back into Turner Gymnasium. 8-2, Bridgewater out in front in set number 4. Lynchburg controlling the frames 2-1. Scipione looking for Keogh. Kelly plays it back for Black. Blocked. Depew with the attack. Meinhardt with the defense.
And that's the type of play that you need if you're the Hornets. Just somebody stepping up, starting to get your team into the right direction, especially coming right out of a timeout.
6 points is the largest deficit they've faced tonight. You really got to find a way to claw your way back into this, but if there's ever a time to be down big, it's early in the frame. Hardy, an emphatic swing. Kelly for Griffith, not able to keep it alive as Scipione dives to the floor. Back out in front by half a dozen.
And as the sets go deeper and deeper and just stay the way that it's been all night for the first 3 sets, I mean, they've both been dogfights. If every single set keeps going like that, if Bridgewater takes one away, another one away, and sends it to a 5th set, both these teams are going to be really tired.
Bryant, big time swing.
Great job from Bryant coming off the bench, setting your own tone in front of the net. That's definitely something that's going to help the Hornets, and that's really that depth key that we've been talking about. Bryant's one of those players that can come off the bench and make an impact.
There's an impact defensively, keeping it alive, but she must have spilled too far to the wrong side of the floor.
I think it was a double hit by Clark, possibly on the free ball over.
That very well might have been it. Nevertheless, same result, 10-4. Eagles in front. And a service error from Bridgewater brings the lead back down to 5.
And that's the break that Lynchburg needs, and these are the moments against top teams. You're not going to get a lot of errors from the other side, so moments like this where they give you a free point is something that you need to build off of.
There's another way to build off it. Lynchburg with their 6th ace tonight, the first one from Ava Meinhardt. Six to 10. Meinhardt from the service line into the netting.
Giving it right back to the Eagles, who have just been red hot the last real 30 to 40 minutes in this ball game. And you're already down by 5. You don't want to send any free serving errors across the board.
Right after she snatches her first ace, her 3rd service error. Green, DiNardo. What's the call? Tooled off of a Bridgewater defender. The whole sideline up in arms. Or pardon me, the ladies on the floor, rather. As soon as that call was given out, you had all the black jerseys turn to the sideline. Nevertheless, Lynchburg will take the point. And what's the saying, Ski? Ball don't lie?
Ball don't lie. Scipione and Hardy will check back in for Jacqueline Bryan and Maya Green, trying to get some of their momentum back into Turner Gymnasium on the side of the Hornets.
Back-to-back service errors. Just second or third time we've seen that tonight.
Yeah, we're seeing it a lot in this third set. I believe that's our fifth or sixth serving error combined for both these teams.
Williamson. DiNardo. Dug out by Black. Over for Stoop. Williamson receives it cleanly. Keogh rejected. Scipione near side. Hardy rejected. A nice recovery. DiNardo tips it the other way. Stoop trying to throw it down. Keogh with a free ball the other way. Scipione, give and go. Hardy, what a rally. Another free ball. This one for the Hornets. Scipione, Keogh. Nice deflection. Stoop with a soft touch. DiNardo puts it down, but kept alive. Clark for Keogh. Puts the finishing touches on it. And that's the kind of rally that you can build off of.
Definitely the longest one of the night. Both teams just scurrying everywhere on the court, as we'll get a timeout from Coach Harris of the Bridgewater Eagles. That's the type of rally that, like you said, can just change so much in this game. And now, if you're Lynchburg, you're down by 3. It is your job, given the opportunity that you have now, to kind of flip this ball game around like Bridgewater did in that third set.
And if you're Bridgewater, Ski, how do you keep the momentum on your side and try and force this one to 5?
It's really all mental. When you're up a couple points, it's about around the middle part of a set. You really have to do a good job keeping your mental toughness at an all-time high. It's the fourth set. A lot of these teams have won off of sweeps, especially Bridgewater and especially Lynchburg at the same time, but this is really one of the few times that you've been able to go late in a set. So keeping that mental toughness, making sure you're doing all the little things correctly, especially for Bridgewater, you want to stick to your roots. Keep giving the ball to your better players. Reagan Stoop, it really, this last set and a half has been their main source. You want to almost say their only source of offense, but it just shows you how good of a player she is, as they're up by 3 around the middle of this fourth set, and they won that third set to start the possibility of a reverse sweep. But really, the mental toughness, it's got to be at an all-time high in a matchup like this, as we'll see Tori Williamson step up at the service line.
Williamson's had a great night thus far. 11 kills. Stoop. Scipione for DiNardo. Woo! Oh, baby, what a play.
The machine is running. Leah DiNardo has been outstanding in this ball game up front. It seems like she's everywhere tonight.
They talked about how efficient she can be. That's her 13th kill on 26 total attacks. Stoop trying to counter. Kept alive in the ceiling. Scipione now for Keogh. DiNardo wants it once again. Black with a free ball for Williamson. Here comes Kate Hardy. Kate Hardy, how do you do?
A beautiful rally again. We are being treated, not just in this match, but especially this fourth set, as a timeout. Again, called by Coach Harris. And these last couple points, that has been all Lynchburg.
We'll step aside for 60 seconds. Be right back. Eagles 12, Hornets 11. And we welcome you back into Turner Gymnasium. Eagles out in front by 1 as Tori Williamson ties us up at a dozen.
Really great job in this fourth set by Tori Williamson. Like you said, she's had a fantastic game, but really kept to a halt in that third set. She had 10 going in and had just 1 in that third set, excuse me.
Leah DiNardo gives Lynchburg their first lead of set number 3. And you talk about Williamson maybe not racking up the kills in this frame like she did in the first couple. Well, she still had a major impact defensively, up to 9 digs tonight, a lot of which have come here in set number 3. And also, you saw it with the ace as well. Nevertheless, we get tied back up at a baker's dozen after the service error.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Although she didn't do a ton on the offensive end for the Hornets, she did a great job on the defensive end. Outstanding athlete, and that's really what is going to help you win these big ball games, is even when your best offensive players aren't doing well, they keep the defense up.
Hardy. Keogh. Kelly to Black. Over for Stoop. Hardy goes up. Kelly, quick one for Stoop. Here comes Keogh on the far side. A diving play made from the defensive specialist. Hardy once again. This time she puts it through. And you saw a whole lot of energy on that sideline coming from Kevin Cardoza.
2 of the largest rallies of the night end in a big hit from Lynchburg. And you got to think this is the fourth set. Both these teams have had a ton of long rallies in this set alone. They're got to be getting a little tired, but it's just players like Kate Hardy and Stoop that just don't care. They don't care how tired they are. They're going to give you whatever they can. (15-13), the Hornets lead by 2.
Blackmore back to serve for Lynchburg. Stoop can't put it in play. Lynchburg with a whole lot of momentum right now, Ethan.
Well, they've done a great job early on in the set. Bridgewater started to peel away, had a 6-point lead. It was 8-2, and it started to be a little bit back and forth, but Lynchburg has crawled their way back. They've taken the lead, and they're trying to extend here.
Kelly for Depew. Blackmore keeps it alive. Scipione will send it over the net. Out of bounds. Depew can't put it on the mark. And Lynchburg has done a complete 180 here in set number 4. They were trailing by 6 in the early stages, now up by 4.
We talk about how a huge point is something that can get your team back on track. You can pinpoint it. That's exactly what's happened for Lynchburg.
Once again, the beams playing a factor. That one shot right back down. Clark re-enters the contest for Blackmore. Stoop will serve. Led this team in service aces a year ago. You see the soft touch that she has on it. Pushed across. Scipione plays it back. Out of bounds. Kate Hardy gets the kill.
And the Hornets caught a little bit of a break. Bridgewater had nobody contesting them up front of the net, but they had to just send a free ball over, allowed Lynchburg to reset everything and catch that point.
These two teams have played 30 times since 1999. The Eagles controlling that series 20-10. As this one sent out of bounds, and Lynchburg trying to snap a 4-game losing streak to the Eagles.
Coach Harris trying to get a little bit of explanation on that point, but Lynchburg, they'll take it all day. 5-point lead, almost to that 20 mark.
Kate Hardy. Just a tick over that line. I mean, she loves to put the sledgehammer on it from the back line.
Some of the Hornet fans trying to tell everybody that they thought they saw line. I think they got the correct call on that, but that just shows you it's been that close, not only through the entire sets, but it feels like every single point.
Maya Green for Kaylee Keough. Stoop sets it up for Griffith. Nice defensive play from Williamson. Keough from behind the attack line, right into the breadbasket for Stoop. Near side to Pugh, has it sent back by Meinhardt. You look at somebody that has benefited from Kevin Cardoza. Look nowhere else for number 16 in red. I mean, from her freshman to her sophomore year, such a giant leap in production, and then once again took another massive step this season.
I completely agree. Was already a fantastic player for this program, and she has just gotten so much better these last couple of years.
Depew into the arms of Green. Now Bryant wants to give it a go. Calling for a deflection. They'll get it. Lynchburg rolling.
It has been Lynchburg point after point after point. They are on pace to finish this game out. It's still anybody's ball game. Bridgewater, we saw at any point in time, they can start and mount a comeback.
And an interesting time to sub out your star player. Stoop heads to the sideline. Virginia Collins takes her spot. Griffith kept alive. Bryant rejected. Meinhardt cleans it up right underneath the net. Now Williamson at the top of the tape.
What a great job by Bridgewater. The defense up front keeps it on Lynchburg's side. You keep the gears moving. You hurry up this Lynchburg team a little bit. Don't give them any time to think. And a point like that, off of a hitting error from Tori Williamson, one of your star players for Lynchburg, is something that is so huge and can help you try and get some momentum back swinging your way.
What a swing from Ava Meinhardt. She's a flamethrower right now.
It is all smiles on that court. It feels like everybody has had the hot hand at least once in this ball game. It's been DiNardo to mount this comeback for the Hornets, and Ava Meinhardt has just done an outstanding job. Now she's at the service line trying to keep this momentum all Lynchburg.
How long do you keep Stoop on the sideline, trying to give her a breather? Lynchburg up by half a dozen. Meinhardt, too long. We talked to Coach Harris earlier this week. She said, when you look at the statistics, it can oftentimes look like a Reagan Stoop show, but we've got a whole lot of depth at that position. We feel comfortable playing anybody. You're seeing that right now in such a pivotal point in this match. Dig from Keough. Over for Williamson. Gets the tool. Hornets 2 away.
There is so much determination, so much grit, so much fight in this Lynchburg team. It doesn't matter how many points they're down. This season, it has just been all aggression no matter what the score is from this team.
Bryant across. Black with a free ball. Soft touch DiNardo, wants it right back, delicately placed, and it's a big one. Up by 7, and 1 point away from a big-time victory.
Everybody on this side of the stands, on this side of the gymnasium, is on their feet. They want a Lynchburg win.
Kelly up top, Alford denied, kept alive. Green shoots it across. Now Kelly. Clark. Upstairs, Williamson. Kelly now, near side, sent the other way. Still up in the air. Bryant with a nice dig. Green tried to put the nail in the coffin. That's the 4th time we've seen her attack tonight. She's now 2 for 4 with 1 error.
And it's the 2nd time we've seen her go for power. I really like the ability to do all these other different things, whether you're the center or you're up front in front of the net. Just Maya Green's got so much in her pocket.
24-18. Scipione looking for Hardy. Into the net. The Eagles hanging around.
This will be the third match point for Lynchburg.
The dig from Clark. Scipione for DiNardo. Kelly, near side. Rejected. That's one too many. It falls. And the Eagles fall with it. 25-19, Lynchburg with a big-time victory on their home floor.
Just a statement win for the Hornets. We're going to talk about it as long as they keep winning. They're now 12-1. Best start in program history. You get your get-back at Bridgewater after you lost to them last year. That's exactly why they had this marked on the calendar. Not just because it's code red and you're playing in front of every athlete, but because you want to come back. You want to show them we are not the same team we were last year. We'll catch some replays, but an outstanding volleyball from the Hornets.
Lynchburg 25-19 in the first one behind a red-hot Tori Williamson. They rode that to the second set, winning 25-21. Then Bridgewater came back with a 25-23 victory, and Lynchburg seals it 25-19 for a 3-1 win in a code red affair and sets the stage for what should be the biggest regular season match in program history, less than 14 hours away.
Yeah, a lot of eyes on that ball game coming up. I mean, this is a very good Lynchburg team. They were good last year, but they're even better. A couple transfers, new recruits, a lot of competition in the gym, and we're seeing it pay off as they get just a massive win, 3-1 win over Bridgewater. And I love what you're saying, how this just sets the stage for the biggest game of their Lynchburg careers tomorrow.
That is nothing short of a statement victory by Kevin Cardoza and a pair of Hornets. I mean, that was unbelievable. The effort that we saw on display. And Lynchburg, right now, I mean, who would have thought this team would be 12-1 through their first 13 games?
They're surprising a lot of people, and I can imagine that's what their plan was going into it. Coach Cardoza knew that people were not writing them off, but saying, you know, they're in the ODAC. We'll see what they can do. Maybe they'll compete. But no, Coach Cardoza has flipped this program, and these players have just done such a great job. 12-1 to start the year. They're surprising a lot of people, not just in Lynchburg, but around the entire nation.
And we talk so much about Kevin Cardoza, but you need to give the credit to these players. The buy-in in this program, the amount of effort that we have seen in the offseason, into preseason, into the regular season. This is a hard-working group of girls, and they are seeing the rewards in the outcome in every box score week in and week out. Tomorrow, Lynchburg plays host to number 6 Washington and Lee, who just got another 3-0 sweep tonight. That's 10 sweeps this season and one 3-1 victory they've had. I mean, tomorrow, you feel like if you're Lynchburg and you can hang around with Washington and Lee, that you have a great shot of coming away with some postseason action, not just in the ODAC, but in the grand scheme of things. And if you had told that to anybody in this gym a couple of years ago, I don't know if they would have believed you.
Well, the thing about this Lynchburg team, they obviously love winning, but they hate losing more than they love winning, and that is the recipe. That's what you dream of in a player that hates losing so much that they will do anything on the court, in practice, outside of practice. They will do anything to come out of a game with a W.
11 a.m. start time tomorrow morning. We'll have Kyle Haney here on the call for LHSN on Flo College. We appreciate you spending your Friday night with us. Where else would you rather be?
Nowhere.
We thank you so much for tuning in with us, and a special thank you to our crew on the camera. We've got DeMont, Kevin, and Jake Hart. Grayson Howe on replay, JP Zapita on graphics, and our man AD, our director and producer, running the show. It's been so much fun hanging out with you tonight. Until next time, thank you, and have a good one.